Hi everybody, hi Tamar. So we got a lot of questions about Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 1, The Red Woman. So let's get right to it. The 13th, he says, what do you think about the person watching Tyrion and Varys from the shadows? From outside a window. Who do you think that was? It could be just in order to make us feel as if they are watched.
Yeah, could be. I think maybe it will be the Red Priestess, Anya Bookstein.
Okay.
She will be introduced in the next episode or something like that.
Okay. Yulia Petrova, friend of the show. Hi, Yulia. She wants to know, what do you think is the biggest mistake that Tyrion can make while ruling Meereen?
Trust in Varys, obviously. I don't trust Varys.
You don't trust Varys?
And neither should Tyrion.
Galina Rakhimova, she and others also read Team Review. They think that Dario is the real son of the Harpy commander. He is the archi-terrorist that has planned everything, and he's basically an arsonist. This is how the theory goes, because he carried out terrorist attacks and then tried to convince Daenerys to kill all the terrorists and all the civilians. So, what do you think about that?
That makes sense. But he was a sellsword. He's a sellsword that introduced himself to Daenerys, sneaking up on her and says basically that he's in love with her or something like that.
And now he's this mastermind.
Yeah, with no connection to Meereen, and I don't know, it will be too...
So who could be the son of the Harpy? Hodor.
Varys.
Varys. I love this theory.
Yeah.
Why Varys? Why would Varys do something like that?
If it's a character that we already know, he's already in Meereen. He appeared out of nowhere, and when did he appear? The moment Daenerys wasn't there anymore.
Okay.
Coincidence?
Maybe he is Daenerys.
If you look at his motivation and agenda.
To get Daenerys.
To get Daenerys back to Westeros.
With Tyrion.
With Tyrion. Forget about this pet project you have.
And the desert. Forget the desert. Go back.
Yeah. He wants to destabilize the city so much in order to make Daenerys,
And Tyrion.
And Tyrion give up and go back to Westeros. This is more...
Bold prediction. I love that theory. Great job. Okay, so let's go to Penny Lane, friend of the show. Hi, Penny. I asked, why did Ramsay send only 4 men to find the most important thing in the world for him, Sansa? And she agrees. Why did he send 4 men when he has 20 good men to send? Right? And other people, including Doe P, said that he didn't send only 4 men, or 6 men, actually. This was one search party out of many, because they wanted to cover as much ground as possible. But to this I say, I don't buy it, because if you have many search parties and you find what you're looking for, she's here, or now Brienne is coming, starting to kill people.
So why didn't he send his entire army?
Because then he would have found her, and that would have been a problem in the story, because he can't find her. Sid Kapoor says that he thinks that Ramsay will end up killing Roose this season, because now Roose has backed him into a corner.
I can see that, definitely. I don't think that Roose realizes what kind of a monster he has. I think he suspects.
He's not afraid enough of it.
No.
He should be more afraid.
Yes.
Very afraid.
Worried.
Okay, Winston Norris says, I love you guys and your show. Thanks, Winston. Dali, Daniela, you guys are so funny. Thanks, Dali. And Sid Kapoor, from the previous one, said, this is obviously not the best Game of Thrones channel, but I still like him. Thank you, Sid. And it gets better. Malik Youssef says, these Jews look like they smell bad.
I think he's talking about you.
I was in a hurry, I didn't have time. Anyway, Axel Brännmark, friend of the show. Hi, Axel. He wants to know, how will Doran's death affect his storyline in the books? It will not.
It will not, no.
Thank you for the question, Axel. Brian Lung, he wants to know what we think that Oberyn would say about what the Sand Snakes did, because basically it doesn't make any sense that they will kill Martells in order to avenge a Martell. And Raif Musalam says that the entire Dornish master plan was thrown out of the window. And what does it all mean? Also, people want to know what will the other houses of Dorne will do now. The Ironwoods, the blah 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 blah, Danes and what are all these. They will do absolutely nothing because they're not in the story. They're not part of the story. They're not supposed to be part of the story. What happened in episode 1 has nothing to do with what will happen in the next books with Dorne. We just have to realize that this is a different story altogether. The people who write the show and the person who writes the books, they're very different. So let's go to Alec, another friend of the show. He says princes are dying like flies. Prince Doran, Prince Tristain, and the artist formerly known as Prince. That's clever.
Very clever. Good one. I wish we would have thought about it ourselves.
Okay.
Can't believe we missed it.
No, Isma. No, it's not worth it! Let's go to Danny O'Sullivan. Says that they completely ignored the conflict between Davos and Melisandre about Stannis dying and about Shireen burning.
They will have to address it somehow in the next episodes, because if
they will address it, but prepare to be disappointed book readers. It won't be as you imagine. It's a different story. Let it go. Kitty Watham. She wants to talk about the ruby that Melisandre took off and then became old, because in season 2 she was in a bath without a ruby and she was still hot and not old, and people have started to speculate maybe Celeste, Stannis' wife, when she saw her, even though she was without a ruby, she was so glamored that she saw her as beautiful. And another theory that there was like a small bottle with some lotion, magic lotion, that made her look young. What do you think about all these theories?
I don't think much about them, and I'm sure Dan and Dave didn't think about them as well.
Also, I think it makes sense that we book readers and show watchers, we know all the details better than them, because they are already too much in it. It's something that happens with fans of other shows as well. But we just, and also there's this couple that they own the Westeros.org website, and he actually calls them and asks them questions about all the details, because they know all the details better than him. This is like an extra line of defense from us taking apart all the stories and saying,
on the grand scheme of plot holes. This is a smaller one.
What is the historical inspiration for this plot hole? Okay, Anthony Nagatani wants to know about Melisandre. That now she's an old crone, maybe that, I don't know, mirrors the crone of the Seven, and maybe there are other parallels in the story for the Seven. Who could be the warrior? The father is Tywin, I guess. He asked so nicely. He said, "Pretty please with sugar on top." So even though we don't have an answer, we wanted to pick up your question. So maybe you guys have answers. Mention in the comments. The Lycos says first, and then he said that it just occurred to him that we haven't mentioned why Davos stared so intently at the blood stain on the snow, because there are theories that maybe it's the three-headed dragons. And other people wanted to know, why did they work so hard to keep Jon's body?
I saw it like as a way to tell the audience he's dead. And even afterwards, when they took his body and put him on the table, you see Ed like touching his wounds, you know. Okay, he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah. Okay. Casey Coons, friend of the show. Thank you, Casey. Hi. He was terribly surprised by the terrible / hack writing that D&D found acceptable. He thought there were too many plot holes, and he didn't even bother to rewatch it. There were a lot of book fans that were very, very disappointed. I wasn't disappointed. After he thinks maybe the show jumped the shark. I think that this episode was way better than 9 of the 10 episodes of season 5. So I was pleasantly surprised. I have to tell you, I was very excited about.
I wasn't disappointed at all, but maybe it's because of the fact that I'm working on this YouTube channel devoted entirely to Game of Thrones, so I have to convince myself. Maybe, I don't know, just throwing it out there.
This is the last question. Valley, bunch of numbers. He has a theory that now that Jaime and Cersei are in this together, maybe Cersei will take the Iron Throne for herself. And there are theories around them which he agrees with, that she will become the second coming of the Mad King and will want to burn the city to the ground, and then Jaime will become a Kingslayer again and a Kinslayer. That would be like an epic thing that would happen. What do you think?
It's very plausible and makes sense, and I think if it will
story-wise,
if it will happen, I think it will be justified. But I see a different trajectory. I don't see him killing Cersei. I see him abandoning her, like it happened, spoiler, in the books.
Maybe Jaime will team up with Brienne and Sansa to take Winterfell. Maybe.
Why not?
Maybe. Why not? Okay, so let's wrap it up. Subscribe to get our episode 2 preview and predictions on Saturday. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. There's also a link to our Patreon page in the description. Our patrons help us support our channel and sponsor it. I want to thank some of our patrons that are here. We give out a lot of cool perks for our patrons and a lot of extra content. If you want to watch our Dorne prediction video for season 6, here it is. You see Duran's face here. We didn't predict that he'll die after 20 seconds, but our overall prediction for Dorne could still come true. Watch it, it's a good video. And our Melisandre season 6 prediction video right here. It's a very good video, and we think our predictions are spot on so far. Click them. Bye everybody, we'll see you on Saturday. Bye.